Welcome to our first quick tips of 2025. We started this series a few years ago and then it kind of got buried a little bit with everything else we had going, but we thought we'd revive it this year. There's often times on the water where we learn something, but we don't have enough footage to do an episode, a day tripping episode or whatever. So we thought this would be a good idea to get back to the quick tips to highlight some of those learnings when we have them. So in this episode, we're going to talk about finding fish, but specifically when you get to a new lake and you don't have any other intel, there's nobody else on the lake, right? So there's different ways to find fish, including other anglers, hatches, things like that. But we're going to assume today that it's a new lake, nobody else is there to give us information, no other anglers catching fish. How would we approach it, right? So yeah, we're going to hit the water. It might be a little bit boring because we're not fishing, but if I had to rank the factors that result in success, number one is finding fish, and that actually is starting with the stocking charts, which we can assume that we already did. So we've done that. We know we're going to a lake with some potential, and now we get to the lake. How do we approach it? So stay tuned. Hopefully it works out, and hopefully we even get into some fish.
Okay, so we're on the hunt. I think, as Rob mentioned, this is a new to us lake, and we have absolutely zero intel other than the research we did on the stocking reports before we came. We are seeing some shucks in a couple zones, so they seem to be in that 20 to 25 foot range. There's the odd bug popping. We're kind of zigzagging this edge here, this drop, more or less trying to get an idea as to what depth those shucks are in and what depth those poppers are in, because that's likely where there's an adult there. Yeah, that's likely where we're going to focus our efforts to get started. You can probably notice this water is gin clear, and when that's the case, you can't always rely on our fish finder. Especially with the gas motor humming in the background, often you can spook them out before you get to them. So, before we had electronics, we would basically find bugs and anchor up and start fishing, and we caught lots of fish back then. And yeah, we're hoping to get some today, but we've gone over 3/4 of the lake so far, and this seems to be where the most bug activity is, and so we're going to just hedge our bets, start here. We don't have to sit here for very long. If we give it 20 to 30 minutes, and we'll work the column a little bit and just see kind of what we can find. But I feel like there's enough bug activity here that makes sense to set up around here. What do you say?
Yeah, so this is basically step one no matter what, right? Even on the lakes that we do know, we try to do this step every time. Yeah. If there's hatches, we're going to look for hatches correlated with fish. If we can't find both, we'll take one. Given that we can't find them both, that's our preference. But if not, we'll take one. And like Brandon mentioned, today, this time of year, there can be cronies. We're seeing shucks. We'd like to see cronies and fish. We're seeing cronies and no fish. We've done 3/4 of the lake. So yeah, we're going to spin around, set up where the bugs are, hope the clear water is just spooking them from under the boat, and that's why we're not seeing them on the finder. And we'll be back once we're set up, and hopefully with some fish. Yeah? Yep. Okay. And we're going to put them back and try to get another one.
All right. Uh-oh, look at this. Oh. We got him. Bing.
Hold on,
you can take that.
Hold on.
You can take that.
I got that. Just tighten this one up a little bit. Okay. We didn't even weigh that one. What do you figure that one was?
I don't know, but this guy's not little. That one was probably 4.5.
I don't know, it's thick.
What do we got here? This is mystery fish. We haven't fished this lake before.
Oh, he's good. No, he's okay. He's not as big as mine.
He's not my fish, so he's okay.
He's not as
If
big
it
as
was Rob's, it'd be huge.
He's not as big as mine.
Huge.
He's flashing pretty good though. Maybe he is.
I'm telling you.
Oh look, I got a fish on here, dude.
What?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. Leave that alone.
Oh.
Okay, good. There you go.
Right there.
Switch.
Okay. Holy, just don't shut it off.
Yep. There he is.
Okay.
Holy,
We're on the wrong screen, but that's okay.
Do you want to tell us the story of how the day's been going, or what?
Well, it's been shit.
Yeah.
It's been absolute shit. To be honest with you,
why
folks.
don't you do this then? Why don't you tell them why sticking with the plan is important?
Well, we talk about it all the time. We talk about 1 + 1 = 2. And earlier we had 1, which was some bugs. We head out to the deep water, 40 feet, and it didn't take long. There was some bugs, and then all of a sudden we stopped, and there was fish, and we got wind, but that's it's been lights out since we stopped. So we're on them, and now we just got to try and find some big ones.
Okay, folks, so like we said in the earlier clip, we were here to just kind of do a quick tip on how we find fish. And as Brandon was explaining, we were zigzagging. We like to find fish, we like to find bugs. We couldn't do it. We couldn't find both. And we fished different places with shucks. We fished some places where fish should be. And then at the last kind of cruise, we came out into the deep water, and sure enough, I saw some bugs. Brandon said, hey, there's a fish there. And, you know, you can just see the tail end of that one fish down at 40-ish feet there. I added some leader throughout the naked line. Brandon already had the sinker on because he was showing them his boobies. And next thing you know, you saw the clip. Chaos ensued. And so yeah, hopefully it keeps up and we can get a full episode here. We'll see what happens.